Hey guys, what's up? DMJT here, and today we have this is a 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport, and the Koreans have been in the market now for a while, but they've made some pretty bad cars when they came here originally, like the Kia Rio. But Hyundai has really stepped up their game now to become kind of this new Japan market. Japan strives for reliability, versus Hyundai and Kia have now gone to this, adding lots of options to their vehicles and making them full of great features for a very low price. Let's take a look today and check it out. So I'm actually in San Diego today, and this is a rental, so it has a Texas plate on it, even though we're in California. But this is the base model too, so it's a rental base model. But it still comes with quite a few options that I was kind of surprised about, so we're going to go through and take a look at those today. But the main thing I just wanted to point out is this is 2017, so this has been updated since the last generation of the Santa Fe, which was like the 2013 through 2016 version, and it's been a lot of changes since then. So first of all, these headlights, these are new. So the old vehicle didn't have as good of headlights, so it didn't have these really good projector halogens here. It can feature LED daytime running lights with LED turn signals. And the new front bumper here is also really good with this kind of weird shaped piece of the grille here. It kind of mimics a lot of the other Hyundai products, as well as it kind of mimics a little bit more of a Volkswagen type of style. As you can see, Hyundai is trying to push towards the European automotive market, so they want this car to reflect some of the higher end European vehicles. As well, we'll take a look at the rear, and there's some changes there as well. Oh yes, and of course the rear. So the rear has just this updated new taillight here. It's LED, so it gives it a more modern and refreshed look. As well, down here we have a new bumper with a single exhaust down here, which gives it also another refreshing look. It's just a mid-cycle refresh, so it doesn't have that many changes over the last version, but it still does give it a new look, and you'll definitely recognize this is the new Santa Fe Sport versus the old one. Taking a look as well, we also have the trunk here. So this offers 34 cubic feet of cargo space, and as well as 72 cubic feet when all the seats are folded down. It's a 40-20-40 split, so you have, of course, a ski hatch in the center here, which you can fold down individually to put longer items through the center, and then you also fold down the other side seats individually as well to perform a completely flat loading area, or you can just fold down one or two, or all three of them if you prefer. It doesn't, of course, come with a power tailgate either. It's a manual version. Although for extra, if you go for the higher end trims, you will get a power tailgate as well. And of course this vehicle has a federally mandated backup camera as well. You notice it here. Another big thing I've noticed with this car is the trunk is extremely heavy on it. It is a large trunk, it is a large vehicle of course, but it's extremely heavy to lift, so it might be a little more difficult, as well as it's extremely high, so if you are shorter, it might be harder to reach up here and grab the handle, as well as just pull it down. So it's a little bit extra work like that. So first of all, you're going to notice here is this is a base model. It has a touchscreen still, which is pretty standard for most vehicles now. Even the most base model vehicles will have touchscreens in them, just small little displays like this one, which is good. This car also offers 5-stage heated and cooling climate control, so that's something, it's, a lot of different stages you can go at. We're going to start it up though, so all you have to do is put your foot on the brake, of course, and take out the key. Because of course, this car, it's a switchblade. Shift it on. So you'll notice that of course they do have climate here. So you also have air conditioning as well. So you have AC, and there's also a max air conditioning function. You of course have your fan speeds down here and all the different ways to control where you want the air to come out. But let's take a look at this actual touchscreen here. So it's a pretty good system. So you're gonna notice as soon as you shift into reverse, actually, you'll get this backup camera that comes up like that, and as soon as you turn your wheel, it'll actually guide you. So it has distance markers as well as it has trajectory, which is pretty advanced for a base model vehicle with a federally mandated backup camera. We'll also move in, there's a radio function here, and it's pretty good. It's easy to use. There's different presets, lots of different ones, and it's pretty standard looking infotainment system. The interior feels also really nice, so you have pretty good quality here. It's all nice in this like soft touch material. It's kind of plastic-like, but it's definitely soft, and it's really nice to touch. This interior happens to be beige, which is really nice here in California where it's really hot. Up top here you have this like dark brownish black kind of plastic up here, as well as you have this cool little storage area here, so you can actually store quite a bit of stuff down here, like sunglasses or a phone or something if you want to hide. I think on the higher end trims they actually get a speaker here, and then this is kind of just a replacement for it. You also get lots of air vents, and the air vents that you get are actually really cool. So these ones here are kind of cool. They have this shape on them. It's kind of like a half moon almost in a way. And then on the sides here also another cool shape with it kind of being another just strange quadrilateral. And then up top here you also have more air vents here that will pull down, of course, the front windshield here. Taking a look up top, you have no sunroof, of course, this is a base model. You have your dome lights up here, you have another storage area, sunglass holder, and I've noticed a lot about the storage areas in here. So one, you have this massive storage area down here, you have two cup holders in the center, you of course have a nice center console here with an area to put your phone, lots of space down here too, and there's the cargo tray, it's extremely deep. And then you also have massive door bins that can actually fit a huge water bottle in them or some other items that you choose to have. You of course have a locking glove box here, which is nice. And the entire vehicle is large in general, and I've noticed this a lot when I was reviewing the Ford Edge. You can click up there to see the video, and I was noticing a lot about the rear space there and how comfortable these vehicles are. This is an extremely comfortable car to be in. The beige cloth is nice. In Canada, at least, we get heated front seats and heated steering wheel standard. In the US, however, it's not, but that's okay. You don't really require it when it's in California, and every day here it's like 60 or 70 degrees outside. And another cool thing down here, as well, as there's lots of power outlets. So you have two 12-volt outlets down here, as well as a USB auxiliary port. And it's a great spot here to put a larger item, very similar to how it is in the Prius. Lots of space down there. Overall, the interior quality is really, really nice. Let's go and take a quick look at the rear seats right now. First of all, I apologize for my only showing of one angle right now. I'm filming on my 70D and my phone earlier, but the suction cup decided to stick to the window and it's not coming off. So anyway, you get one angle here from the 70D, so that's pretty cool. I enjoy this camera because I can actually see myself, so you'll notice I'm talking probably towards the screen more so than the lens, so I'm sorry about that. And the audio should be better, improved. I had lots of complaints earlier about my audio, so I got a shotgun microphone, so now everything should sound pretty good, I hope. Anyway, we're rocking the rear seats right now. So you'll notice there's lots of space back here, and this is typical of mid-sized crossovers like this. Like I said earlier, the Ford Edge, Subaru Outback vehicles I've already reviewed, very similar to this in lots of ways. So you have, of course, a nice big armrest back here. This is going to be used for putting usually kids or other family members back here. Lots of legroom as well. And the good news is there's no floor hump really. Very little floor hump at least, so you can fit three people across pretty easily here. So earlier I was talking about how good this vehicle feels and how many options there is in it, and it is pretty good, but there are some still things that Hyundai has to work on about its cheapness feel. So even back here, you still get nice soft touch materials usually, but the usual feel of the actual pieces that move, like door handles, even on the rear there, the trunk not opening, takes a little bit of time to try it, and just things being a little bit more confusing than in most normal vehicles kind of has play and why the price of this car is so cheap. This thing starts at around 22,000 US. This is just a front wheel drive 4-cylinder version, so it's not like it's going to be packed full of options either, but the higher end ones are really good value. So if you do really want a good value and you're willing to spend around $30,000 to $40,000 for an SUV, then get the higher end versions because they come with a lot more options for your money versus the lower end ones don't so much. You have a nice 12-volt outlet back here as well, which is nice. Lots of outlets throughout the vehicle, like I said earlier in the front there. You have side air vents here, which can be controlled from here. Back here, without the panoramic sunroof, which is an option on the higher end trims, it does feel a little bit dark back here, but the nice light headliner as well as the nice light seats also play to adding a nice better feel back here. You have these really cool little Santa Fe badges on the back here, which are nice. It has the Santa Fe logo on it with a little sun. So it feels really nice back here. And overall, it's a really nice back seat, lots of space, and extremely comfortable seats. So like I was going on earlier about the competitors being the Subaru Outback and the Ford Edge, both offering 6-cylinder engines. Of course, the Subaru is offering a flat Boxer 6, and the Edge will be offering a V6 if you want it on the sport trims. The Santa Fe only offers 4 cylinders, which is kind of the newer trend to go with. So you have a 2.4 liter as the base, which this car equipped with. Option to either with front wheel drive or all wheel drive. So if you do want to step up to the higher end engine, which is a 2-liter turbo or the 2.0T, you'll see badges on the back. That can be optioned with all wheel drive and possibly front wheel drive in the US. I'm not quite sure about that. It offers 241 horsepower. Both these engines though are mated to a 6-speed automatic, so you don't get much choice depending on what you want. This hood of course has these nice struts right here, which is nice. So this is their GDI units you'll see on the hood, or so you'll see on the plastic covering, as well as sometimes on the back of the older products they used to list GDI, but it's just kind of their engine code that they'll put in their way of building engines, just like Sky Active and VTEC. This is the 2.4 liter. It produces 185 horsepower, made it to a 6-speed automatic like I was saying earlier, and it's a solid engine. This should be quite reliable. Hyundais tend to be pretty reliable and they'll last a long time. So this is a solid engine, and 185 horsepower is still pretty decent. That's more you're going to get than the base Outback and the base Ford Edge, but it's less than the V6s you'll get. Even the 241 horsepower variant, I believe, is quite similar to the Outback, but a little bit less than the Edge Sport. So that's something to consider when you're picking between these crossovers here, which engine you want. Basically that's it. I just want to touch on the side quickly. So you have, of course, these chrome door handles here and these nice 17-inch alloy wheels. But let's conclude basically. So this is kind of my new style of reviewing. I hope you guys like it. I kind of like the style. It's a little more shorter. I was doing a little bit too long reviews before. Felt a little bit boring, so I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit. Tell me how this feels in the comments below if you would like. But the Santa Fe Sport is a solid SUV. It's a good rental. Besides this, I had a choice between this or a Nissan Rogue, which I don't have great feelings towards. But the Santa Fe Sport is a really nice SUV. It's very premium in a market that is actually quite affordable too. This vehicle, like I said, only comes in at around $22,000 US. That's a really good deal in the market. Lots of vehicles are very similar price to this, but don't have as many features or aren't as comfortable as the Santa Fe Sport. The ride's also pretty nice in this car. The power's there. It has a sport mode, it has an eco mode. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and keep on watching.